Walter Simonson and Mike Mignola present Wolverine in the Jungle! Wes, hi everybody, and welcome to another review video. And my rereadathon of the Wolverine comic books continues, and today I'm here, my dear friends, to review Wolverine, The Jungle Adventure, written by Walt Simonson and illustrated by Mike Mignola. I think this came out in 1988 or 1989, if I remember correctly. Now, first and foremost, if you look at the cover, it's just... Man, I have been looking at this particular cover for like half an hour straight, just basking in great art. So first and foremost, this is Mike Mignola before he found his niche, really. Because I think that Hellboy started coming out at the beginning, like very, very early 1990s. And Mike Mignola, for those of you who don't know, is the creator of Hellboy. The man who has been writing the character for like 30 years. And also, you know, drew like the first, how many trade paperbacks, and just still like actively working. But before that, he did a little bit of work for both Marvel and DC, I think, and it's always like fascinating to me to see his drawings not being like 100%, or I'm exaggerating, 90% wrapped in shadows and darkness, which is his niche that I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago. The cover that you can see on the screen is, so firstly, Mignola before he found his niche. Secondly, this is like extremely influenced by Frank Frazetta, like especially if you look at the bottom right corner, the chick and those almost look like barbarian people, but it's like really jungle people from the savage land that, you know, we will get to know that in the comic book itself. But it seems to me as if it was a drawing or a painting to the Giant Frost's daughter, or whatever is it called, the Conan the Barbarian story by Robert E. Howard. Frazetta did like a beautiful painting of that. So just move on from the cover. As I said, Walt Simonson, especially very well known for writing the Mighty Thor comic book. A very long run. I would say that the best story, best series of the Mighty Thor by Marvel Comics, written by Walter Simonson and illustrated by him in the 1980s, but also has worked on like X-Men and I think the New Mutants as well, with his wife, Louise Simonson, who is a tremendously awesome writer as well. So in this story, and just by the way, throughout this review, and I'm not going to show you the entire graphic novel, this came out as like a graphic novel at the time, I think, of about, I don't know, like 60, 70 pages. Just bask in the beauty of the pages, of the drawings, and, you know, like, Mike Mignola that you can 100% recognize, but, look at all those colors and the light. It's, you know, it's so refreshing, you know, if you compare it to his Hellboy or the BPRD comic books. And so we are dealing with Wolverine going to Savage Land in pursuit of a stranger that attacked him, and he smelled something peculiar from this stranger, and he followed it and of course found his lighter here that had been given to him by Nick Fury. And so he goes there and he joins the tribe of those like savage people from Savage Land. And so he becomes one of them. And it's very similar to, well, not that much, but now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm also rewatching X-Men, the animated series from the 1990s. And there was an episode, like, at the very beginning of the show when Wolverine leaves the X-Men and he goes to Canada, I think, a very cold area. And then he joins a tribe of Inuits. And he is being pursued by Sabretooth. And so it's just reminded me of that. Once again, look at it. Look at so fascinating. I mean, the bottom half of this page is like clearly Mike Mignola. If you look at this Wolverine in the cave in the distance, the left side of the panel, all or most of it shrouded in like darkness and shadows, and panels 2, 3, and 4 is the same thing, but then you've got like the detail on the face of the chick, and if I didn't know this was Mignola, I wouldn't guess this is him. So this is, I mean, if you're into like comic book style and different artists, it's fascinating to look at that. And so he finds himself a chick who had been like the strongest chick in the. By the way, if this comic book was made today and not in 1989, those nitwits and idiots over there on the internet who are fans who fancy themselves to be critics, they would call it woke, just because of this simple fact that this chick is like a huge, gigantic woman who can fight, like is the strongest being in the tribe. Nobody was complaining about that back then, and today, people would go like, woke. Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't watch any fucking YouTube channels anymore. We have a flashback here to how it actually came to be that Wolverine went to the Savage Land to join the tribe, and so as I said, there was a stranger wanted to kill him, and he smelled the scent metal, not pain. I can feel it somehow, like it was me, but there's something else, something far away and familiar. Earth, damp, lizards, jungle. I know that smell. The Savage Land. This Johnny came from the Savage Land. So he goes to Savage Land, and he joins the tribe, yada yada. But the true adventure starts when he starts like fighting dinosaurs, and then people start disappearing, so he becomes like the member of the tribe, like, the leader actually, because, he's a mutant, so he's like the strongest of them all. He is immortal, he can't be killed and things like that. And then he gets to know that there's like this Tyrannosaurus Rex who attacks the tribe from time to time. And this is so awesome. Look at that. I love that face. I just fucking love it. I just love it. And so he decides that, he will help the tribe get rid of the dinosaur. And then, they fight. This reminds me a little bit of the Predator, when Arnold Schwarzenegger was hunting for the Predator, when the roles switched by the end of the film. Oh, look at that splash page, motherfucker. Look at that. I mean, come on. And so he gets to know, and I'm going to end it now because I don't want to spoil too much, but he finds out that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is something he had not expected it to be. And then we get to know who the true villain of the story is, which I'm not going to spoil, but I'll go to the beginning of the comic book. This is, by the way, a part of Wolverine Epic Collection Volume 2, Back to Basics, I think it's called. So for those of you who would like to read the story, get the trade paperback called Wolverine Epic Collection Volume 2 Back to Basics. So on the screen you can see Wolverine and Apocalypse fighting. So who do you think the true villain will be? Right, so I do recommend you read this comic, like, to all of you 10 people who will watch this review, because people don't want to watch literature reviews. They actually only want to watch people saying Star Wars is dead, and Acolyte is gay, and Kathleen Kennedy is a witch, and Disney hates you, and things like that. So this is an actual review of an actual good literature that you should check out, even if you're not into comic books, because this is art. It's like true art. Read that. It's light read. You can read it in 10 minutes if you take your time, and you will have a good time, right? So let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out of here.